Yeah, it's a Bond Lair, isn't it? Really, it's a bit of a silly comment, but it does look like something out of James Bond. It's this incredible contemporary box, really, that is just built to unbelievable standard, and even the interior is of it's quality stuff. It's amazing what they've been able to put.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the latest episode in the Off-Piste podcast from the team here at Oxford Ski Company. Today, joined by the inimitable and wonderful Tim and Marcus.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good. Less well-travelled than you guys of late. You've explored most of Switzerland.
Yes.
By all accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. From one end to the other. Yeah.
Yeah, when will you guys get back?
About a week ago.
Yeah.
We were there for 5 days.
So giving you some respite before inquiring as to your whereabouts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But not too long, otherwise I'll forget everything. So it's good that we're doing that.
Good to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
So before we do forget, where was it that you guys schlepped off to?
So we flew into Zurich, and first stop was train to St Moritz, which I'd never been to.
Me neither.
And yeah, it was quite an eye-opener. It was pretty amazing.
Trains were excellent as always.
Train, I mean, we did train the whole week.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll go over that. But yeah, very, very smooth. It was about, 2.5 with 1 or 2 changes?
2.5 hours, one change, and it was very Swiss. They're all incredibly on time, very clean. The conductors were so friendly. It was an amazing experience. I'd not done that much travel on Swiss trains before, and I was very impressed. So, shout out to Alex from Swiss Tourism for putting on an excellent show for us.
Again, who was on the last podcast. I feel like we always do these in series. If we're not talking about Italy for a few podcasts, we're then going to talk about Switzerland, and we'll have to find somewhere else next. But
No Italy this time.
Yeah.
No Italy this time. No, definitely. The train experience was good. Obviously, you had some wonderful Zermatt train experiences all on your own when you left the fam trip, and then went back on your own, didn't you? So
That's very true. Although I was only on one train from that one, so we did a number of changes, but everything was so easy. Some of the trains you only have to walk across to the other side of the platform. So your train comes in here, and you walk across the platform onto the next one, and it departs 3 minutes later. Incredibly efficient.
you did 3 destinations. How many trains were in there?
Oh, that's a good question.
Quick
Must
maths.
be 10, at least 10.
At least 10 different
least 10.
trains. Yeah.
And not one was late.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But the train station also is literally, 5-10 minutes from the centre of St Moritz?
Oh, less.
Yeah.
There's an
it's less.
There's an escalator.
Sorry, it is less. Yeah.
There's an escalator that takes you from the train station all the way up to the centre of the high street. So easy.
Yeah, because I remember this because we got a lift from Badger's Palace down to the train station in a very, very nice car. Nicest car I've ever sat in. And it was like, oh, this is going to be lovely. Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they gave you the nice car. They knew you couldn't damage it in the time you were
exactly.
actually in
It was like a minute. Yeah.
3.5 minutes in a Rolls-Royce Phantom was enough to impress those. So.
The only 3.5 minutes.
I mean, we'll get onto it later. So we've had Rolls-Royce Phantom, and we've got a helicopter coming up. So
Yeah,
done
we
well
travelled
for a
pretty
trip.
well.
Yeah.
Full carriage on the train. That was quite nice.
I was going to say, I assume you privatised the train or something.
Absolutely.
So you first stop with St Moritz. Obviously, it's, I think in so many people's minds, it's that wonderful James Bond destination almost of skiing, big furry collars, fluffy hats. What was it like in the summer?
I mean, it was probably on the quieter side in terms of the village and the town, but the scenery around St Moritz itself is stunning. Gorgeous. Absolutely. Yeah, you've got the St Moritz Lake, obviously, which is really lovely. But we spent a lot of our time in the kind of neighbouring hamlets, I guess, because a lot of the chalets we work with or we speak to don't tend to be in the middle of the town. And I think that's quite key because we often get requests for 5-6 bedroom chalet, ski in, ski out, centre of St Moritz, and it doesn't really exist so much. So, for example, we work with one chalet that's in Pontresina, and a lot of the feedback we get is, it's a bit far away. I want to be in St Moritz, and it's literally about 5 minutes in the car. It's so easy. And also being there means you can access and get up to certain ski areas quicker than if you were in the centre of St Moritz. So,
And is that the nature of most of the properties that you're
Yeah, it
representing
tends
as
to
a-
be. The properties we work with in town tend to be apartment style accommodation. Whereas if you want a chalet, you are looking a bit outside of town, and because it's a funicular, isn't it, up to the ski area from the St Moritz?
Yes.
Whereas if you're in Pontresina, you can get dropped off in what was it, Celerina? Or something?
Yeah, Celerina. I mean,
Go up.
there
bubble.
there are standalone chalets in central St Moritz,
Yeah.
but they're all privately owned and they're not rented out. And none of them are ski in, ski out, because St Moritz was never really built as a ski resort. It was a summer destination for the English guy who, what was his name, who placed that bet.
Oh,
Who said, it was Mr. Badger, wasn't it?
Yeah, Badger. We
who
can make
said-
it.
Yeah, he bet some of his English friends that if he could make St Moritz an enjoyable destination to come in the summer, that he would pay their hotel bill for the summer. But if he couldn't, then he'd pay it anyway. So it was a bit of a stupid bet. But anyway,
When you're building a palace, I don't think bets really matter when it comes down to
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was never built as a winter destination. So the pieces weren't shaped around the properties. So sadly, ski and ski out in the centre of St Moritz just doesn't exist. However, if you go into the neighbouring areas such as the Souvretta, there's a big hotel there called the Souvretta House. There are properties, some of them on the market, some of them off market, which you can ski and ski out of. So they do exist, but that does mean that there is a very short drive down a very pretty street into town. It really is not far. And as you said, with Pontresina, I've always been of the opinion that it is a bit further away, and I've perhaps not understood actually how close it is.
Yeah.
Which is so good to understand, because you can get an amazing property for a fraction of the price of something that is in the centre of the town, because you're paying for the location.
Yeah. And all of these individual areas connected easily from a ski perspective to be able to then get up the mountain?
Really,
Kind of. Depends.
Two different answers there.
Yeah. Well, yes and no, because you can jump on the train
yeah.
in your ski boots, should you wish, which is reasonably easy to do. So they're not interconnected by the lift system like the Three Valleys would be, for example.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard, because you can get on the train and go between the areas, because I think some of the trains are included in the lift pass.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think some of the local trains are included.
That seemed to be the
lift pass.
case when I was speaking to Alex. That was quite common. And again, under 16s travel free on most of the train network as well. So from a family perspective, it's often quite easy. And the nature of the funicular to go up, for those that aren't familiar with such a transport device?
It's an underground monorail,
Yeah.
essentially. They tunnel into the mountain, or straight through the mountain.
Yeah.
It goes up in one go and comes down in one go. So it comes into the station, people pile in. Takes probably, 100 people.
It's like what you can find in Zermatt and Val d'Isère. I think they've both got.
There's one in Team, one in Val d'Isère.
Yeah.
And then there's a Siniga and Zermatt.
Yeah. Which for some people can often feel like a bit more of a hassle than jumping on a gondola or something like that. But
I think it's quite a cool experience.
It's a very efficient way of moving a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
And you go a lot further than you would do on, say, a chairlift or a gondola.
Very true.
You move a lot faster and travel a bigger distance, so you're at altitude for good skiing really quickly.
Yeah, which is really important, naturally.
And we stayed at Badger's Palace. That was pretty special as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those iconic hotels.
Like an old dame.
Yeah,
That's probably a good way of describing it.
It looks like a castle.
Yeah. The lobby is called the Great Room.
Yeah, or the Great Hall.
Or the Great Hall,
Hall.
Yeah, beautiful inside. Very, much bigger than we were expecting as well, actually.
Huge.
But I'm right in the centre, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, so much character.
Yeah.
It's very higgledy-piggledy. You can tell it's been expanded bit by bit over the years as they've added on more rooms. And they've got 10 dining options, I think, was it?
Gosh,
10,
it was a lot.
10 different dining options. And
So you need to stay more than 7 nights anyway, then?
Well, exactly.
Plus
all the restaurants in town.
Yeah.
And then you were out at the Kempinski as well?
Had dinner at the Kempinski, which again is a huge
Another huge
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah. Amazing dinner. the Kempinski. Actually, the food was excellent, and so it was really good to see that because they have a mix of sort of hotel accommodation and also residences. So if you kind of want your own space a bit more, with your own facilities like a kitchen and things like that, so that's
more like
really
a self-contained apartment within the property.
Yeah, a little bit.
Still with all the access to the hotel amenities such as the pool, the spa, the room service. So it's a really good hybrid, best of both, because you get your own personal space, but still that amazing experience you get at a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. And then obviously all the shops in St Moritz that a lot of people go there for, you know, your Louis Vuitton, your Prada, that kind of thing. A lot of them were actually situated opposite the Badgers, weren't they? As you come out over the road.
Well, the main high street is called Via Surlas, isn't it? In St Moritz, which is the main high street. And it's a really lovely place to walk down. It's not very, well, when we were there, it wasn't very busy.
No.
And even though the weather was pretty appalling, we still enjoyed it. We had a lovely wander around. And then if you go a bit higher up the hill, you go into the old town near the church, which is delightful. Lots of little cafes, some amazing restaurants. Some of them are closed because I think they're quite seasonal. But a really lovely place to wander around. Yes, you've got your amazing brands and your incredible window displays in some of the shops, but then there is also that village life. Like there was an appliances shop, wasn't there, as well?
Oh, yeah.
So it's very much a year-round destination where people live, not one of these resorts that shuts down and is a ghost town for 6 months of the year.
Yeah, this was the charm that we were talking about with Alex, was these places are just places where people live most of the time in Switzerland. The skiing just happens to be conveniently located around them, and then they've either developed it or, in the St Moritz model, you know, it exists alongside it rather than being integrated into it. But so you say that obviously the ski in, ski out element isn't necessarily a St Moritz scenario. What is the nuance on the properties of what you have seen being there that makes it a destination still to go without what people would class as one of those often core things of ski in, ski out, which we always say isn't necessarily the be-all and end-all of an incredible property?
Well, a fairly phenomenal statistic about St Moritz is that roughly only 30% of the people that go there ski.
Wow.
So 70% are there for the social, the shopping, the dining, all the extracurricular activities that come with St Moritz. St Moritz is home to a number of winter events and summer events. There was a classic car rally there.
Ice Festival.
Yeah, the ice. Yeah.
The ICE, the International Concours d'Excellence, which is cars, fashion, and it's all held on the frozen lake.
A polo festival as well.
Yeah, snow polos there.
White turf, horse racing and polo. Apparently the ice this year broke St Moritz. It was so much more popular than they ever envisaged it being, and they had to get the police in to manage traffic because there were so many cars trying to get onto the frozen lake.
Of which, if you are thinking against ice, there is some amazing accommodation on the side of the lake that we work with. That would be like the perfect location. Yeah. It's
a property called the Loft, which we say it's an apartment, but it's a 500 square meter apartment.
Yeah, it's also on the ground floor.
It's on the ground floor with its own loft. Yeah,
but yeah, that was lovely, wasn't it? Yeah. But I think, a lot of our clients go to St Moritz because it's let's face it, St Moritz, and they want to be in St Moritz. Rarely is it a place we're proposing, you know, as an additional option for people to consider who might be considering elsewhere. You know, it tends to be a sort of specific destination people are wanting to go. And maybe in that regard, the accommodation is slightly secondary. Because the chalets we work with, you know, they do tend to be a bit more, is traditional the right word? They're not like new chalets, perhaps. They tend to be a bit older, a bit like someone's home where they've just decided to rent it out. So maybe they don't have the bells and whistles that you'd expect a chalet that costs that may have, you know, in Courchevel or something like that. And so your expectations are a little different on what the property will have or look like compared to maybe some of the resorts in France.
Yeah, I'd agree. They feel like homes rather than
Rentals.
What you would expect from a rental chalet. You go to Courchevel, you've got these chalets with these 300 metre square spas and 20 metre long swimming pools. which you don't get in St Moritz. But we do, like, for example, was it Good Mountain? Beautiful chalet. Like, no bells and whistles at all, but it was amazing.
Yeah, so charming. But it was someone's home.
It was, yeah. It was beautiful. It was a newly built chalet, but it had the most incredible traditional interior, which felt so cozy, and it felt like you were in the 1920s in this kind of. It was like you'd step back.
Yeah,
in time. It was like you'd step back in time.
Yeah, there was a feeling of that for sure. Yeah,
and you could tell the care and attention that had gone into the design and the detail.
Yeah.
Was it the bath was a 2.5 ton piece of rock that they'd
in the master bed.
Yeah, that they'd hewn a hole into, and they'd had to crane it in before they put the roof on. It's just the most incredible piece of art, really, rather than a bath. But the kind of thing that you wouldn't necessarily see in a rental. In a built for rental, that is.
What was the toboggan?
Cresta Run.
Yes. But what was it called where you're not in a toboggan, you're in...
Skeleton Bob.
That's it, yeah.
So St Moritz is famous for its... I suppose they basically invented ice sliding sports, didn't they? So they've got the original Cresta Run, which is the only 100% snow-built downhill sliding circuit in the world.
Wow.
Most bobsleigh runs have got some sort of wooden or concrete structure which they put the ice on against them, but every year they build the Cresta out of snow and ice, and it's designed for skeleton bob rather than I can't remember if you go down front or if you go down backwards, but either way, it's not a bobsleigh.
It's terrifying both ways.
It looked hideously dangerous. It was on the side of a road.
Yeah.
And didn't they say like people back when they built it used to just carry on go into the town or something, like knocking people over, like
fly past the butchers and off you go.
I mean, look, absolutely mad.
There's an amazing story about they used to the original run went through the streets of the village.
Yeah, that's it.
And they had to
whether you wanted it to or not.
Pretty much. Yeah.
They had to ban it because people were getting hurt. So it was.
It's not very Swiss, is it? It's supposed to be nicely controlled.
I think it might have been the Brits, to be fair.
Oh, okay. That explains it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, St Moritz was fantastic.
Yeah.
Whole new experience, very different. And then you were not onto Gstaad, but you went to Gstaad. Yeah. As it is pronounced, as you have
supposedly
lambasted me twice for this morning already. The land of Julie Andrews.
Yeah. And Train Again. So obviously.
And Roger Moore.
Yes.
As well.
And
James
the F1 guy.
Bernie Eccleston lives in.
Apparently. Not sure we should tell people that, but there we go. Train Again. But I think it was 4-5 changes this time.
It was a good 5.5, 6 hours on the train, wasn't it?
Yeah. But actually, to be honest, that flew by.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time you're looking out the window because it's just so pretty. It's such a lovely journey. And then obviously, entered there, which you'd been briefly to before.
I think I went to Gstaad for 6 hours a couple of years ago to see one property. Yeah. So I don't really count it as visiting.
You went there for 45 minutes.
This was my first proper visit.
And I think it's fair to say we both fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful, beautiful village. Gorgeous, gorgeous surroundings. Just really sort of quite calm, quite chilled out place to be, certainly during the summer. Some fantastic restaurants. Again, all those sort of high-end shops, if that's what you're looking for, but in a very different way to St Moritz. They all seem to be in really lovely sort of Swiss chalet-style buildings along the promenade. And the promenade is sort of car-free, so it's an amazing long street that you can walk up and down and just, potter, go into the cafes, the restaurants, that sort of thing. But you were describing Gstaad pretty well in sort of, like you said, Julie Andrews, but also just a very sort of rolling hills type.
St Moritz is high altitude. It sits at, I think it's at 1,900 meters. The peaks are amazing. The lake's amazing. It's very rugged and very impressive and wow. And there's glaciers. Whereas Gstaad sits at 1,000 meters and is meadows, cows, rolling hills. It's on a valley floor. It's a very different locale. Very similar people.
Bit Megevy as well.
Bit like
Megeve.
Bit Megevy. But I would say that Gstaad felt a lot more sophisticated. The right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's old school Swiss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Size-wise, by comparison?
Size-wise?
Yeah.
I guess it's quite similar to somewhere like Megève because the actual centre is not particularly huge, but then there's lots of different sort of hamlets and villages around that. Again, similar to how we were saying in St Moritz, the chalets we work with tend to be in the surrounding villages. Although there is an amazing new chalet coming onto the market that is right on the promenade in the centre of Gstaad. So
it's not just me. I feel much better now.
So watch this space because it's a really epic chalet that'll sleep. I think 16 plus
14 to 16.
Yeah, 14 plus 4 something. So plenty of space and right there. So if you're into your shopping, perfect location. But again, similar stats that something like only 30% of visitors actually ski.
But it's more accessible there, though, right? The ski area.
I'd say it's more interconnected than St Moritz.
Yeah. Although there are a couple of smaller points. There's that one that's got the private members club. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
That only had like 2 or 3 runs. So you do want to plan your day. Otherwise you might end up, whatever. But because there was the Egli, lift, which is by where we were staying. We were staying in the Ultima Hotel. That can get you over to Rougemont, which is like 10 minutes in the car and completely French speaking.
Yeah.
Whereas Gstaad's
stands on the border of the French and German speaking areas. So you get on one ski lift and you're speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Which is
cool.
Very Swiss.
Yeah.
And then it's Wiespili is the other ski area which takes you over towards Launen.
Launen, which is stunning. It's like in the bottom of a valley, isn't it? Yeah. It was just amazing. We just sort of came away a bit mesmerised, really. We didn't really want to leave.
No, it was you just wandering down the promenade, and it was busier than St Moritz, I'd say it was. As a summer destination, all the hotels were fully open and raring.
Yeah.
There was the sun came out. There was lovely coffee stops on the way. People spilling out onto the promenade.
Yeah.
And it was quite magical, really.
Apparently, it's just like a chocolate box town in the winter, and I think they were saying every building on the promenade has to have their fairy lights in a certain way and kind of approved and stuff like that. No,
quite right too.
Absolutely, no cheesy stuff. And apparently, it just looks absolutely stunning at that time of year. So.
And in the summer, is it activity led?
Yeah, really busy. Looks like loads of festivals go on. As Mark said, we went up to the Palace, which was really full. Loads of stuff going on there. So definitely a summer destination, as much, if not more, I imagine, than a winter.
Had a tennis open going on the weekend after we were there. There was
beach volleyball. We missed the beach volleyball.
We were there. They have show jumping.
Yeah.
What else was there? Yeah, very much a summer destination. Car rallies as well.
Yeah.
And a decent size season for a summer ski resort as well. They were open for quite a lot of the year. Gstaad Palace has an Olympic-sized pool outdoor.
Yes.
Which was quite impressive.
And also their winter season's relatively short in comparison to other
because of its altitude.
Compared to other destinations, so they need to. Summer is a big thing for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, so how long would you reckon the train is from Gstaad to Geneva Airport? 2 hours?
2.5 hours.
So again, like so easy, and maybe 1 or 2 changes.
And it'll be on time.
Exactly.
And again, the train station's right in the centre of town.
Yeah.
So it's super easy
to. There's not even barriers. Like you literally just walk off the street onto the train. Yeah. It's very accessible.
That was great. The guy who picked us up was waiting by the train, and we walked a few steps, and we were in the car.
Yeah. What car was it this time? Are we?
Mercedes Viana, I think.
Really. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we've gone down to a Mercedes. I want to see what car we end up by the end of this.
So we stayed at the Ultima Gstaad hotel, which is really only a small boutique hotel actually. So 6 residences and then a handful of hotel rooms. So very intimate, fantastic spa, slightly outside of the main area of town, but near a couple of the ski lifts. But obviously you've got the shuttle service and things like that. Really fantastic property.
Yeah, staff were amazing as well.
Fantastic service.
Service was absolutely top notch.
Yeah. But we ate out both nights just to try the nearby places. and had a cracking meal first night in the
Did,
pizzeria,
yeah.
which
Lovely.
no one gave us the pizza menu for.
Yeah.
We said, where can we go for pizza? And everyone told us to go here. So we went to this restaurant and they gave us the a la carte menu. But we, for some reason, didn't ask for the pizza menu, even though everyone around us was having pizzas. And we're like, oh, God, I'm going to have to order these really expensive main meals. And then as we left, they were like, oh, no, there's the pizza menu. So we were like, oh, never mind.
It was delicious, though.
Say, oh, well, never mind.
The food scene's amazing.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, a number of the restaurants weren't open in the day when we were wandering down, but looking at the menus outside they looked absolutely incredible. And
you have to go back.
A really great variety of cuisine as well.
Oh, we'll be going back.
Oh, yes,
In the winter.
We'll be back.
Yeah, I really want to see it in the winter.
And speaking of back, then things went to more common ground as you got on another train and off to Verbier.
Yeah, again, pretty easy train ride to... We didn't get off at Sion, did we? We got off at... where Feet picked us up. Martigny, yeah.
We went via Non-Da, though.
Yeah, we did.
We saw a new property there. Vast 16-bedroom chalet, which was... it was absolutely incredible. It isn't going to be on the open market, but if you've got a large multi-generational family group, you can sleep 32 to 36 people.
Yeah. When are we expecting that on market? Or even off market available, should we say?
Now.
Available to inquire now. Yeah. And it's sort of like 3 chalets combined into one. So if you don't particularly like each other, it's perfect because you can spread yourselves out across the 3
I've always
chalets.
thought the problem with one chalet was there weren't 2 more attached to it, if I'm honest. Definitely.
But it was huge. And a lot of it, it's the most incredible design, really, isn't it? And beautiful views, and just it's going to be a really great property if we have those requests for just massive groups.
And then you went into Verbier, finally, as final destination, which was more of a, I guess, catch-up, refresh.
Yeah, it was, Yeah, I mean, I've been to Verbier a lot recently, but you haven't been for ages.
I hadn't been for 4 years, so it was great to go and refresh, and it has changed a little bit. So good to regroup and get bearings. Of course, the company went last spring, but I sadly wasn't able to make it, so it was good to go and re-establish Verbier in my head.
Yeah, I'm very au fait with the roundabout in the centre of the village because it's what we have on the webcam in the office in winter, but that's closest I've got to Verbier. So.
Yeah, a very busy roundabout. Yeah.
It is a very busy roundabout. It's fantastic.
And it was the great vibrant resort, really busy. I don't know if the music festival's going on, if that's still going to happen, I'm not sure. The big classical festival, I'm not sure when they have that.
I think it's August.
Oh, okay, but it's very, very busy. So saw some chalets, some of which we've seen before, some new ones, and just met up with a lot of the companies we work with for the chalets there, and then had a really lovely dinner with one of our friends there and partners at a sushi restaurant. So I think that's a couple of years old now, but it's absolutely fantastic.
Is it on the roundabout?
I think it's just up from there, or just down from there.
Little bit up.
I think you can see the roundabout from the tables. So,
perfect, I feel better now.
You should go.
Now, we added a property in Verbier recently in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Tortown.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Now we can get onto helicopters.
Yeah.
An incredible property. Now you've seen it. I've seen the photos of it and the like, and it just looks absolutely stunning. The ultimate alpine retreat. I say alpine, it's well above alpine. It's up into the mountain and fairly inaccessible by viewing standards, but obviously you can get to it through numerous means.
Yeah.
How awesome was it? Because it looks insane.
Yeah, Cabantos Hand, gosh. Well,
indescribable, but I'll do my best.
Oh, good.
It sits at 3,000 meters. The owner claimed it was the highest privately owned accommodation in Europe.
I can believe that.
I think there's a couple of Alpine Club owned huts, but I mean they'll be sleeping on the floor. Nothing like the luxury that this is. The owner built it over. It took him 10 years to finish the project from purchasing the land. That it used to be an old restaurant, and it took the owner 10 years from purchasing to planning to construction to do, and it is a masterpiece. There's no doubt about it. there is nothing like it in Europe.
Apart from it.
Cabanzoltan, we flew by helicopter, which was amazing.
If you like flying by helicopters.
Yeah, which which goes from Le Charbel, so you got to go down to get up. If you're staying in Verbier, I'd never been on a helicopter before, so it was quite an experience as we were taking off there. Which it was fine. I then got used to it. I was like, well, okay, this is pretty fun. I can get into this, and it's beautiful. I mean, like, it was a gorgeous day. So seeing the valley and Verbier and the lakes that you can trek to in the summer and go swimming in, with that incredible turquoise color, was epic. And then as we were coming into the property, it dawned on me, like, I thought there'd be like a helipad or something. Like, no, we're landing on rocks. Okay, marvelous.
There was an orange stick in the ground which indicated where the pilot was to land, and that was all you got.
Not level rocks, though.
No. I mean, the pilot was absolutely incredible. It was a company called Alpine Helicopters who took us up there and brought us back down again, and both pilots were so good. Yeah, it was so smooth. I mean, and as you said, the views coming in, and if you're approaching your accommodation by helicopter, you can see it through the windows. I've got some videos of it which we can share. And this cabin is stuck on the mountainside. And to call it a cabin is an insult.
Yeah, it's a Bond Lair, isn't it? Really, it's a bit of a silly comment, but it does look like something out of James Bond. It's this incredible contemporary box, really, that is just built to unbelievable standard, and even the interior is of it's quality stuff. It's amazing what they've been able to put there.
And the interior and the experience is escapism, relaxation,
very much
Zen life. It's like opposite Bond Lair when you're actually inside.
Oh God, it's incredible. And your soundscape is either silence or if you're lucky enough apparently to be up there in a storm, it's just incredible what you're hearing and seeing.
The owner called it nature's music.
Nature's music.
He said that the sound of the wind blowing through in a blizzard is like nothing you've ever heard in your life.
I think when we entered, we didn't really speak for the first 10, 20 minutes, which almost felt a bit rude with the owner, because you're just sort of taking it in of a location like that, but also kind of the effort that that's had to be put in to build something like that, and
everything was brought everything was brought up by helicopter, and the helicopter has a 500 kilo limit, and each of the 12 glass panes weighed 500 kilos each.
A glass pane per trip.
The glass was, I don't know, a couple of inches thick, because it had to be storm, avalanche, every kind of weather, kind of weatherproof. The engineering, I was absolutely fascinated by the engineering that went into it, because the main bulk of the property is suspended above the ground, and it's anchored into the mountain.
Cantilever.
It does just out, doesn't it?
It's anchored into the mountain. I can't remember the exact reason why, but it's
probably to stop it falling down the mountain.
Well, yeah,
I'd hope.
Or so the snow can build up underneath it, air insulation, etc.
Wow.
But I mean, they're fully self-sustaining. They have solar panels. The water comes from the glacier above it. There's a pipe running from the glacier that you can see coming down, which is their water source. They've got a wood-fired pellet system for the heating, with enough to last you 2 years.
Just in case.
That really is a retreat, isn't it? I'm going to my cabin. I'll see you in 2 years.
Well, the owner said the longest he'd spent up there, I think, was 5 weeks. I don't know if he said on his own or with guests, but he spent 5 weeks there. But yeah, it's very...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can get to it by other means.
This is it. I think this is a good point, because, it isn't just by helicopter. It's not this completely remote, inaccessible venue. You can get there by going up the ski lifts up to a certain point, and then if it's winter, you can get skidooed up, or summer, you can actually just trek up, or you then get to the top of the Mont Fort, and then you can ski down, and they've taken all your luggage up. So it isn't just by helicopter, even though that is, the best way in some ways. But actually skiing there is pretty cool as well. And it's not just about this. It's not just a sort of heli skiing, off-piste skiing sort of venue. It's like you said, it can be for anything. You know, I remember the owner's wife. The owner told us his wife doesn't even ski, and she spends time up there. So winter or summer, I'm sure there's a cacophony of reasons why you would stay there.
He went through them, didn't he?
Yeah.
You can go trekking. You can go touring. You can go and have a picnic with a view of the Matterhorn.
Paragliding.
Paragliding. There's so many.
There were quite a lot of that going on around us. And then, you know, it's a luxury experience. You know, private chef. They can have spa therapists up there and do treatments. They'll always have a guide up there or two, depending on your group size. So, you know, there's always someone with you, taking you out to the best slopes, things like that.
It still has all the luxuries you'd expect of a chalet,
sauna.
like a sauna, all the heated boot room. The master bedroom is integrated into the main living space. And the bed is on wheels, so you can roll it into the main living space, and then you have your view is the
solid glass frontage.
Frontage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can see.
That was a nice touch. That.
So you can see the stars at night. And the owner said he spends most of his nights, lying looking at the stars.
Why wouldn't you?
And
You
so
had that choice.
the staff stay up there with you as well, just to know, because there's sort of accommodation downstairs. So, you know, a sort of standard booking might be sort of 3 nights. He often says 3 or 4 nights is a good period, and you know they'll have the staff up there as well. So 6 to 8 people, he sort of said, was a good.
So they wouldn't recommend any less than 3 nights. In fact, I don't think they'll take a booking for less than 3 nights, because the first night is getting there, acclimatizing, because you are sleeping at 3,000 meters.
I felt a bit odd for the first.
You can feel a bit funny. So by the time you've settled in, if you're only doing 1 night, you wouldn't make the most of it.
Don't have a very strong espresso the minute you arrive there. Just what I did.
Hits you hard, does it?
I did, and it went straight to my head.
So
or a glass of wine. Don't have that probably. That was probably not a good idea either.
To truly appreciate the property, you should be there for at least 3 nights.
Yeah.
So you can settle in, really get to grips with it.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so peaceful, so peaceful. We saw a family of ibex.
Yes.
Wandering down the valley.
Yeah.
Apparently they're regulars, marmots as well. That was in the summer. And I imagine in the winter when I've been up at the Refuge de Soleils in Val d'Isère before, and I stayed there for a couple of nights. And there's that moment when you're sat outside having a drink and they turn off the ski lifts. There's no noise, and you can't hear anything. Maybe a drip from the snow melting on the roof or something like that. And it's that instantaneous serenity. I think that was the word he used quite a lot, was the serenity of the surroundings. And the reason the owner built it, was to escape the world. And he's done an amazing job at that, because up there you feel completely isolated, but in a good way. A complete switch off. He says he has Wi-Fi, but discourages people from using it because it's like you go on safari and you go around the fire every night, and it's like bush TV. You've got Alpine TV, which is your view, and watching the world go by.
I should turn the Wi-Fi off.
Well, exactly.
If you're going to be there.
Exactly.
Of course, all trips must come to an end, even if you are staying at Cabin Tourtin. How long was your commute back down to to Sion?
It was about 7 minutes
Was
to
it?
Sion,
Okay.
Yeah.
Tough life in a helicopter,
again.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We reckon the equivalent journey by land would have taken probably about 2 hours. So,
Yeah, that was amazing.
a little bit faster.
Yeah. Well done. Good
Thank
blag.
you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, it's an amazing trip, clearly, and tailed off well with Tourtin.
It was, and it was like that film, Cars, Trains and Automobiles, or Planes, or whatever it's called.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's it. Yeah, we got every mode of transport you could think of, pretty much, apart from boat. I don't think we were on a boat at any point. And saw the Switzerland from one end to the other, and some incredible places that seeing Cabin Tourtin actually just, if anything, felt like a privilege. It just felt like such a privilege to see it, even just for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not something you're just going to walk to in town to see it like a lot of our other properties, is it? So you do have to have that access.
Yeah, I felt very lucky.
Yeah.
You know, and to meet the owner, he was an amazing character.
Amazing man.
And what an achievement.
He's poured his life into that property.
And giving it to his family to enjoy, you know. He's got kids who get to go there, and it's just incredible.
But Switzerland is such a great country. Yeah. The service level is incredible. Everyone's friendly. Public transport network, as we know, is amazing. The scenery, the properties, food, culture. It was great to experience it from the far extreme of the German-speaking end, on the border with Italy, with also some of the Italian tie-ins to the culture in St Moritz, all the way across to the French end near Geneva, which they're so different. They're so different culturally, but each have their
influence on everything that's there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so diverse, and means you've got amazing choice.
Yeah.
So having now done one end to the other, which, if you had to pick a St Moritz or Gstaad or Verbier, I'm taking out Tortan because I feel like you just picked that. Where would you go back to, be it summer or winter?
Well, I mean, that's a really good question. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Verbier. It's a great, great resort. We have some amazing, amazing chalets there. Fantastic skiing. Love the vibe. Verbier is my type of resort. Like Verbier, Val d'Isère, they're my places. But I would, if you were to make me go back somewhere,
we often force you to
this
travel
winter,
to. Yeah.
Like, where do you want to go skiing? You're paying. It's Gstaad. I really want to see what it's like in the winter. I want to see the ski area. And I want my partner and family to see it as well. It felt like somewhere I left kind of going, I want to show this to other people because I've loved it so much, you know. I want other people to see it. And talking of which, you know, we are getting more and more requests for it. That's why we went, because we needed to find some more properties to facilitate these requests with. So I think that would be me. Yeah.
I'd agree. Gstaad felt like home. I felt very comfortable there. And it was a really lovely place to be. It would definitely have my vote.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, having been to none of them, I'll opt for all three.
Yeah.
And do that. Do your road trip or train trip again. I mean, fantastic trip. Doing these things in summer, as is the nature of what we do, always gives a very different perspective on these things. But I think we are seeing significantly more summer activity in all these destinations, aren't we? And I think the number of requests we're getting for summer shows just how much interest there actually is in escaping to the Alps, be it for cooler weather, especially for a lot of our Middle East clients who are heading out there. US clients love the charm and traditional nature of a lot of the Swiss areas. As you've said, it's kind of built into the heritage of the towns that have always been there, whereas a lot of the French resorts are more built around the ski activity themselves and don't necessarily always have that charm and culture, which Switzerland has in spades. So definitely somewhere that you have showcased the best of and hopefully visited the best of. And I guess to anyone who's not looked at Cabane Tortin, go and have a look at it online because it's spectacular.
And if you do want some cooler weather, it was 30 degrees in the village and it was below freezing up at Cabane Tortin, so you can really escape the summer there.
There you go. Both sides of the coin all in one day. Thank you very much, guys, for coming.
Pleasure.
Thank you for putting yourself through the ringer to go and travel to these places. It's always greatly appreciated. I know it's really hard.
It is hard, but we do these things for you.
Yeah, it's great. Otherwise, I'd have nothing to talk about, and you know, that'd be a real shame.
Where are you sending me next then?
I might just isolate you at Tortown for 5 weeks with the owner.
I'll do that. I'll take that. That's okay. Yeah.
I'm not turning the Wi-Fi off though.
Give a genuine experience.
Thank you so much, guys. Absolutely fantastic to have you both in. We'll carry on trucking through the summer. Season will be around the corner before we know it. We're already looking at some really good bookings for the coming season, which is excellent. Thank you, everyone who's watching, listening, for joining us today. We'll hopefully see you next time. New guest, new topic, as always, but take care. See you again soon. Thanks and goodbye.